Hey podcast, today we sit down with Steve Peters. He is the owner of Boathouse Barbecue, Rivertown Grill, and Tasteful Occasions Catering. You're going to hear a new voice in the podcast. It's that of Caroline Tebe. She is the new producer of the podcast, and she's doing some digital marketing here at the agency for me as well. So you'll be hearing her today and then in future episodes as well. We talked to Steve about his long career in the restaurant industry, some things that he likes to do when he's not in the restaurant industry, which are pretty cool. And then we kind of get some insight on what's helped him and his businesses be successful throughout the years. Hope you enjoy. All right, Steve, you have 3 local businesses, I guess, 2 brick and mortar restaurants and a catering business, Boathouse Barbecue, Rivertown Grill, and then Tasteful Occasions Catering. But if you would start out by just kind of giving me some of your background and maybe a little bit about your history in the restaurant business.
Well, my history in the restaurant business would probably start shortly after I completed flight school, shortly after high school. I wanted to be a commercial pilot, went and got my commercial pilot's license, and at the current time the administration was pushing a lot of, or shrinking the military, and a lot of military trained aviators were coming into the civilian market, which made the market for inexperienced commercial pilots coming out of school very hard.
Right.
I would sit at the airport during the day and worked at a restaurant at night. Continued doing that until at one particular time the bill started racking up. My manager asked me if I was interested in going into management. I was at Bennigan's Corporation in Charleston, West Virginia at the time, and it just made sense at the time. Bennigan's did an outstanding job of training me in all areas of the restaurant. Quickly promoted up through the ranks to general manager. At that time, Outback Steakhouse had just come onto the scene. They were growing very fast and had some interest in my success at Bennigan's and offered me a position to move over to their corporation. It was very promising, so I took the opportunity with Outback Steakhouse. We opened up 15 or 20 restaurants with that corporation before I finally got the opportunity to be a limited partner with Outback Steakhouse in Parkersburg, West Virginia. We opened our doors in '96. I served that particular role for 5 years. When I was offered either to renew as the limited partner or to take a buyout for my portion of the business, I chose the buyout and went and opened up my own restaurants.
Okay.
Let's see, that was in 2001, so 19 years later, here I am, 2 restaurants and a catering company.
Okay. So the restaurant business is unique. You started kind of learning on someone else's dime, it sounds like, which is probably a smart thing to do. So you had a lot of experience before you opened your own place. There's a lot of people in the business world that think, oh, I'm in the business world, I'm just going to start a restaurant or a bar or something, and it doesn't work. It's definitely a unique business. What do you think has helped you be successful in it?
Well, I can definitely say that even though we may think we know it all, we never do, especially when it comes to owning your own business. There's so many different variables and different things to consider. I was fortunate enough to get good training by the corporations, and I got to see how the corporations monitored, tracked, and measured their successes. Mm-hmm. What I didn't get to see through the corporations was how the restaurants became what they were, the behind the scenes,
right.
Coming up with the menu, establishing the training, devising programs and set expectations that your employees are going to have. Those were all packaged up for you, hand delivered, and trainers set them out. So as an independent, you have a lot of failures, and you learn a lot the hard way when you have to do that. These formulas take a long time to devise. You don't know what the market or how the market's going to react to your menus, to your establishment, how it's set up. Simple things like how your dining room's laid out, the lighting, the level of comfort, the ambiance. Those are all done.
They're all calculated
For you. And to try to think that you can wrap your head around every little thing that is needed to have a successful restaurant is almost impossible. You're never going to know until you're in that position. And then you're there and you see the successes versus the failures. And my experience is I build on successes. I continue to see what works and build on that, and then try to recover or recoup from the losses and learn.
Right.
I think it would be ill-advised for somebody without a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and they can even expect a lot of failures getting into this industry.
Right.
I found that the biggest thing isn't whether or not you have a great location, a great menu, and a great idea. That may not be enough.
Right.
Sometimes it's just the test of time. It's to be able to survive long enough to establish roots and customer loyalty and habits through customers returning over and over and over, word of mouth, positive responses, that you can dig yourself in deep enough to survive those storms. I've seen some very very qualified and knowledgeable people lose a lot of money just because the thrill and excitement of having a social restaurant
Right.
and lounge and location, having that appeal, only to see them lose an awful lot when they weren't prepared for what it had to offer them.
You mentioned the menus, with your background in the corporate world, then when you started your own place, take me through that menu development process. Did you have inspirations for that, or is it just completely based on what you thought the market wanted? Or
Experience had a lot to do with serving different from two different restaurant backgrounds, the Bennigan's and Outback. I got to see what was popular and what wasn't. Just like anything else, what's popular maybe in Florida and South Carolina may not be popular here in our location. So a lot of it is trial and error. You have a good idea. Your cornerstone needs to be something that you know that you're going to be able to replicate time and time again consistently, and it's going to generate you some strong income.
Right.
This valley is a meat and potatoes valley. It's that good home style cooking, hearty foods. But you can't limit yourself to just that. We still have to be able to have items that's going to interest others coming in. Your vegetarian, your seafood, your gluten-free, lighter fares, smaller portions. We've kind of evolved in our industry on what we can offer and how much we can offer. You just have to kind of touch on a little bit for everyone. Try to be well-rounded, but you can't be so well-rounded that you have an inventory that is so great and so grand that you're losing. Our product is volatile.
Right.
It does have a shelf life. We can't just order stuff in for everyone and think that, eventually we're going to sell it. We'll have a lot of waste, and we got to eliminate that if we're going to stay efficient, productive, and profitable.
So with your operations today, with the catering and the 2 restaurants, what are the hot items on the menus?
Hot items in this valley, it's again, I said it's a meat and potatoes. It is your steaks, your prime ribs. Obviously, we've got 14 first place awards for our ribs. We've never so much as lost any competition. We've put them in. They're a staple in our organization. The potatoes, the French fries. It's you just got to have them.
Right.
That's what everyone's selling. That's what everyone's buying. The key is to make sure that you've got a good product. You want to serve that product. Hot food hot, cold food cold, in a friendly, very comfortable environment. It's more than just the food itself. It's the overall experience that you have that's going to make it memorable, and you want people to come back. Being able to have the diversity of having those meat and potato items, but also having, a fresh seafood item, flown in, and being able to serve that. A tomato basil couscous, or fresh avocado from California. These items are a must. People are looking for them. They want to be entertained. They want to sample and try new things. We all travel. We all go on vacations. We leave this area. We are tempted by all these other exotic items, or even just creative recipes. So we need to be able to deliver those as well, but making sure that we are consistent on our mainstream too, so that we can build those customers over time and keep them coming back.
You said before this that you've had people working for you for a long time. What would you say your approach is to developing and maintaining a good team?
Well, that's a tough one. Yes, I've got some very long-term employees that stick around. This industry isn't for everyone. It's demanding. We work when a lot of the society plays. The holidays and the weekends, the late hours. Everybody else is coming out to enjoy themselves, and that's when we're working. It's key that we have an environment that our employees can be positive in, stay positive in. They can enjoy themselves. When they're in a better mood, when they're having more fun, when they're enjoying what they do, it shows, and hopefully the customers understand that that's when they need to step up and provide those gratuities. We try to make our environment one that the employees want to participate in. We have different parties or get-togethers to show appreciation for our employees. We have different contests and trips. We've done things from sending a sales group up to Cedar Point for having the highest sales. We have an annual Christmas party where we shut down the restaurants and all the employees come together, and we sit down at a table and just enjoy each other's company. We try to have an open forum so that the employees feel that they're heard and they're understood, and that we do care about them as well as our success. Today, there's so much competition. There's so much out there. If we don't have that environment to where they want to be a part of something and they feel good about it. I want my employees to be able to, wear one of their logoed shirts out to maybe another location, or they're in the grocery store, and it just feels good when somebody says, "Oh, I just love your wood chips," or "I had the ribs and they were falling off the bone," and my employees get excited about that. They really enjoy hearing all that positive return, that their efforts and their hard work and their doesn't go unrecognized.
Yeah.
So that's always a good feeling. So we promote anything that we can to recognize that.
Okay. You've been in the business for a long time. What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into the restaurant business?
What advice would I give to somebody wanting to be patient, be prepared. It is a very tough industry. And as I said before, this was not my first pick of careers. Right. It's the one that's just treated me well. I've been constantly learning to this day, still learning what we can do to better ourselves and to have a better operation. The industry's currently changing, and it's always changing. Reinventing yourself to make sure your customers see that you're reinvesting in yourself and them. They look at it as why do I keep going to this same location? Why do I keep going back? Mm-hmm. Well, we've got to be able to answer that with ideas or a fresh new look, or remodeling the bathrooms, and making sure that they're seeing that you care about them as much as you do your own success and your own profits. If you're not growing, you're dying, they say, and I truly believe in that. We can grow without getting bigger. We can grow by getting better, by being more efficient, by taking better care of our customers, maybe having more to offer them when they come in, so that they see that they are important to us.
Right.
Really, it's just an ever evolving, learning industry that, yes, it's been a lot of fun. It's been good to me. It's been hard. It's a lot of time away from family. Like I said, we're busy when everybody else is enjoying, relaxing. It's definitely a very hard industry to tame.
Okay. Tell me about the Mid-Ohio Valley Restaurant Week.
Mid-Ohio Valley Restaurant Week. Several years back, it was introduced. A lot of your major cities had a week that's kind of in the off time of year. Everybody's out and about for the holidays. They're out and about in the spring and summer. Well, in the winter, we have a tendency to hibernate. Mm-hmm. So Restaurant Week has allowed restaurants and to showcase their talents, to be able to step it up a notch and show our neighborhoods and our local citizens that we can do everything that the big cities can do. We can provide you with maybe a little bit more, maybe let you investigate and see what some of your local independent restaurants are doing right here. You don't always have to go into the big box stores to get something creative, delicious, and well thought out. We like to provide 3 choices for $30. It's going to give you a menu of appetizer, dinner, and dessert to choose from, where our chefs have gone in and, like I said, brought in some unique items to showcase for our community.
That's awesome. Tell me about the Celebrity Chef event.
I was approached by Kiki Angelo some time back about a wonderful event that she likes to put on, and this is for the Symphony Society. She has done an amazing job of wrangling in some of the area's best in food and beverage, and putting together a unique dinner where each chef gets to prepare a different course.
Oh, that's cool. Do you know what you're going to prepare?
I know what I'm going to prepare. I'm doing a southwestern corn and black bean salsa, and it's going to be served with a herb crusted chicken that Texas Roadhouse is preparing.
Okay.
And Chef Autumn Moore is preparing a wonderful side item as well. We've got Chef Yancey preparing dessert. Red Lobster's involved. Outback Steakhouse has a wonderful chopped salad being put in. And I think the owner of Deer Dog House is supplying the wine. It's just going to be a fantastic evening of great cuisine with each chef stepping out, showing everyone there how they prepare these items so you can prepare them at home. And I do believe that all the chefs are submitting all the recipes to myself, so I'll post them on the Boathouse Barbecue webpage.
Okay.
So everyone can go and click a link and be able to access those recipes if they want to prepare those at their own time.
Oh, that's awesome. So besides the restaurant business, tell me about what you like to do. You mentioned pilot school.
That is correct. I went to school initially to become a commercial pilot, and I still hold that certificate today. I fly mostly for fun, but travel. It's just well, I would like to say it's more of a hobby.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy it so much, and I do get to participate in some commercial activities.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just a great way to get places and see everything from above. I'm a part of the EAA, which is an organization, an aviation organization, where we try to introduce young people to aviation. And we'll do what we call a lot of young eagle flights, where we introduce children into flying.
Oh, that's awesome.
Give them their first ride, maybe let them take the controls and see what it's like to sit in the cockpit and be up in the air. So it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it.
Well, that's all we have for today.
I just want to ask you one more thing. If someone's sitting around and kind of thinking about maybe where they want to go, how can they what's the best place to go and find some information about what's on the menu at your places? Or what's new or what's going on?
Both restaurants have web pages where you can constantly, or actually both restaurants and the catering company have independent web pages where the menus are listed. We're always quick to post on social medias any specials, any entertainment, anything that we have going on, so you can look for us there too.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time sitting down with us.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you got some more things going on down the road. Maybe we'll catch up with you then. Huh?
Sure. Yeah. Always looking for something more.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.